Number 1 already lost 865 yards, and I'm not naming him yet. Number 10, Justin Herbert, the mildest case on this list, which tells you exactly where this is going. Herbert threw 13 interceptions last season. The year before, 4 times as many giveaways in 12 months across the same 16 games. He was sacked 54 times, a career high up from 41, and his passer rating fell from 101.7 to 94.1. 13 interceptions and 54 sacks in the same season is not a top 5 quarterback. That is a quarterback getting hit and then forcing it. Los Angeles went 11-6 and got knocked out in the wild card round by New England. So the Chargers fired their offensive coordinator Greg Roman and hired Mike McDaniel, a coach Miami had just fired after going 35-33. That makes McDaniel the 5th offensive coordinator Herbert has had since Los Angeles drafted him in 2020. 5th, they also handed him a brand new center on a 3-year deal because last year's starter retired. To be fair, 26 touchdown passes, Rashawn Slater back from a knee injury, and McDaniel is a genuinely good offensive mind. But year 1 of a new system is where quarterbacks go to look worse than they are. And Herbert has never gotten to year 2 of anything. Our call, the interceptions don't fall back to 3, the sack number doesn't drop, and the guy everybody keeps calling top 5 finishes outside the top 12. Number 10, the next 9 all have proof the decline already started. Number 9, Caleb Williams. Year 2 in Ben Johnson's system is supposed to be the leap, and I'm telling you the production goes backward. 58.1%, that's his completion rate last season, second worst among NFL starters, down from 62.5 the year before. His on-target rate, 64.6%, was dead last in the league, not bottom 5, last. His own head coach has publicly asked for 70% this year. That is a 12-point gap, and nobody closes a 12-point gap in one offseason. Then Chicago traded DJ Moore, 85 targets, 50 catches, 682 yards, 6 touchdowns to Buffalo for a second-round pick. That was his most proven receiver, and he is gone. What's left is Rome Odunze, who led the roster with 90 targets and a 16.9% target share. That is the new number 1. There's no proven veteran behind him. The counterpoint is real. Williams reported to camp 10 to 15 pounds lighter, saying he wants to hit the easy throws, get the ball out faster, and move more smoothly. But accuracy almost never jumps, and he just lost the receiver who covered for the throws he missed. Our call, the completion rate stays under 62%, and the win total goes with it. Number 9. At number 8, the decline isn't a projection. It's already scheduled. Number 8, Micah Parsons. This one isn't about talent, it's about a calendar. Parsons tore his ACL on December 14th at Denver in Week 15. His season ended right there. He had surgery on the 29th, and it included a meniscus procedure, the part that quietly adds months to a knee. On July 28th, as training camp opened, Green Bay put him on the physically unable to perform list, under league rules. Player who starts the regular season on PUP misses a minimum of 4 games. That is not an opinion, that is the rule. His own brother says he will not be back before Week 8. Parsons himself has set his target at mid-October and said there are no shortcuts, and the Packers hold to a strict 9-month rehab rule, so add it up. The most optimistic reporting floats Week 6. The people closest to him are saying Week 8 or later. He's saying October, and 4 games is the floor, not the forecast. A pass rusher who misses September does not walk back in as himself. He arrives playing his way into shape while everybody else is already in midseason form. In fairness, 12.5 sacks before the knee went. Our call, Parsons finishes 2026 with the worst sack total of his career because his whole game is explosion, and explosion is the last thing a knee like that gives back. Number 8, that wasn't a prediction, that was a schedule. Number 7, CeeDee Lamb, and Dallas has already quietly stopped feeding him. Look at the slope. In 2023, 135 catches, 12 touchdowns. In 2024, 101 catches, 6 touchdowns. Last season, 75 catches, 1,077 yards, 3 touchdowns. 3, he saw 117 targets, the second fewest of his career, and ran 451 routes, the fewest of his career. Number 1 receiver does not run the fewest routes of his career. Meanwhile, the receiver Dallas traded for went 93 catches, 1,429 yards, and 9 touchdowns in 17 games in his first season in Dallas and made his first Pro Bowl. That's George Pickens' 9 touchdowns to Lamb's 3. And Dallas just put a $27.3 million franchise tag on Pickens. After the two sides failed to reach a long-term deal, 75 catches on 451 routes is possession receiver usage. That is not how a team deploys the best receiver it has, and Dallas knows exactly what it is doing. To be fair, Lamb put up that line in 14 games dealing with a high ankle sprain. But there is only one football, and Dallas has already shown you who it's going to. Our call, Lamb is the second receiver on his own team again. And the touchdown number stays in single digits. Number 7, the next 3 all share the same enemy, and it isn't a defense, it's a birthday. Number 6, Derrick Henry, 2,662 career carries, 13,008 in career rushing yards, and he is entering his age 32 season. 55 years of data since the merger say 32 is where running backs stop being productive. Not slow down, stop. Now look at what already happened. In 2024, 1,921 yards at 5.9 a carry. Last season, 1,595 at 5.2. Same 17 games, 326 fewer yards and 0.7 of a yard less every time he touched it. Baltimore's response was to make him the richest running back over 30 in league history. 2 years, $30 million, $15 million a year, running through 2027. And they fired John Harbaugh after 18 seasons and handed the offense to a first-time head coach, Jesse Minter. New scheme, new blocking calls, same 32-year-old body. And there's no plan B behind him. The backup Justice Hill turns 29 this year and has never carried a feature back workload. In fairness, 16 rushing touchdowns in back-to-back seasons. Our call, Henry misses games for the first time in 3 years and finishes under 1,200 yards. Number 6, halfway up and it gets less arguable from here. Number 5, TJ Watt, and this is a 3-year graph pointing straight down. 19 sacks in 2023, 11.5 in 2024, 7 last season in 14 games after a partially collapsed lung cost him 3 games and ended his year early. 7 sacks in 14 games is a fine season for a rotational rusher. It is a catastrophe at $32 million a year. 15.5 sacks across 2 full seasons combined. He had 19 in 2023 by himself. The rest of last year's line, 23 solo tackles, 10 tackles for loss, 19 quarterback hits. He turns 32 in October, and Pittsburgh guaranteed him $32 million for this season alone and $32 million again for the season after inside a 3-year. $123 million deal with $108 million guaranteed. One national writer has already ranked it the 5th worst contract in football. To be fair, 7 sacks is not 14 bad games, and Pittsburgh says it plans to move him around the defensive front more than ever before to manufacture easier rushes. That is a real fix, but edge rushers do not get their explosion back at 32. The scheme built to hide you is not a scheme expecting 15 sacks. Our call, Watt does not reach 10 sacks, and by November Pittsburgh stops arguing about Defensive Player of the Year and starts arguing about a contract. Number 5. Now the 4 names where this is close to a formality, starting with the quarterback whose best year still bought his team nothing. Number 4. Dak Prescott. Last season he threw for 4,552 yards, 30 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, and completed 67.3%, the best statistical season of his career. Dallas went 7-9-1, finished second in the NFC East, and missed the playoffs. They were eliminated at 6-6-1. That is 2 straight seasons out of the playoffs. Dallas' first back-to-back miss since 2019 and 2020. That was his ceiling and it bought his team nothing. Now the calendar. He turned 33 on July 29th, and since 2020 Dak Prescott gets hurt in even years. 2020 dislocated ankle in week 5, 5 games played. 2020 fractured throwing thumb in the opener, 5 games missed. 2024 the hamstring tendon tore off the bone in week 9. Season over surgery. The odd years 2021, 2023, 2025 he was fine. This is an even year and he was already limited at June minicamp with a sore knee. To be fair, he opened training camp with no brace and no restriction, and he still throws to CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. But look at the 3 Cowboys legends who played an age 33 season. Roger Staubach, 2,666 yards. Troy Aikman, 2,964. Tony Romo, 3,828. Not one of them started a full year. Our call, Prescott does not play 17 games and he does not reach 4,000 yards. Number 4, 3 left and everyone is a household name. Number 3, Joe Burrow, and no, this is not about arm talent, it's about availability. Burrow got hurt in Game 2 last season against Jacksonville on September 14th. Grade 3 turf toe, surgery, 9 games gone on injured reserve. 9 games is not a nick, that is more than half a season from a quarterback whose entire case is what he does when he is upright. He came back on Thanksgiving at Baltimore and started the last 6. Cincinnati still finished 6-11, missing the playoffs for a 3rd straight season, the worst record they have had since his rookie year. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler reported that health is the reason Burrow fell outside the top 3 quarterbacks in the league. The Athletic calls his health the franchise's quiet asterisk. Nobody is arguing about the player. Everybody is arguing about the body. Counterpoint is genuinely strong. In the 8 games he did play, he went 173 of 259 for 1,809 yards, 17 touchdowns against 5 interceptions, and a 100.7 passer rating. He is fully healthy right now, camp opened with urgency as the stated theme, and Cincinnati spent the offseason addressing the defense. Our call, Burrow does not play 17 games. And Cincinnati's season turns on a body that already cost him 9 of them. Number 3, 2 left, and their numbers are the hardest on this board to look at. Number 2, Travis Kelce, 36 years old, turning 37 in October, reporting to his 14th NFL training camp. Here's the slope: 984 yards in 2023, 823 in 2024, 851 last season, 3 straight years under 1,000. Last year he caught 76 passes, his fewest since 2015, at 11.2 yards a catch with 5 touchdowns. That is about 50 receiving yards a game. That is not a first ballot Hall of Famers line. That is a solid starting tight ends. And after the season he said he needed a month to figure out his football future before he decided to come back at all. Kansas City re-signed him in March for $12 million fully guaranteed, inside a 3-year wrapper worth about $57.7 million at maximum. Structured so that everybody understands it is really a 1-year deal. And the quarterback throwing him the ball, Patrick Mahomes, is 9 months removed from a torn ACL and LCL, on a team that went 6-11 and missed the playoffs for the first time since 2014. To be fair, he starts this year with 13,002 career receiving yards, 3rd all-time among tight ends, 45 short of passing Jason Witten for 2nd. He will get that. But 37-year-old tight ends don't bounce back. They get managed. Our call, Kelce finishes under 700 yards, and by December, Kansas City is running its offense through somebody else. Number 2, which leaves 1, and number 1 is the only man on this list whose collapse is already half finished. Number 1, Saquon Barkley. In 2024, he carried it 345 times for 2,005 yards at 5.8 a carry with 13 rushing touchdowns. Last season, same team, same offense, same 16 games, 280 carries, 1,140 yards, 4.1 a carry, 7 touchdowns. That is 865 rushing yards gone in 12 months. 1.7 yards gone off every single carry. 317 touches, 280 carries plus 37 catches for 273 yards. Count the postseason and his total touches fell from 482 to 346 in 1 year. That is the mileage bill arriving, and Philadelphia's response was to take the offense apart around him. On June 1st, they traded A.J. Brown, their best receiver. New England for a first-round pick that does not arrive until 2028, so every safety in the league now gets to sit on the run. They replaced their play caller with Sean Mannion, first-time coordinator installing brand-new run-blocking schemes. And they lost Jeff Stoutland, the offensive line coach who built that front over 13 seasons. He stepped down rather than work under the new coordinator. Barkley is 29, entering his 9th NFL season. The Eagles are already monitoring his practice workload in camp. To be fair, he took 79% of the snaps last year. His role was never reduced. All 5 offensive line starters return, and he says out loud that he wants to be the best running back of all time. Our call, and it is the most confident on this board. Saquon Barkley finishes under 900 rushing yards, and that 2,000-yard season goes down as the last great year of his career. Number 1. That's 10 stars, one direction. Now tell me where I'm wrong. Which one of these guys puts up a career year and makes me look stupid? Kelce, Burrow, Prescott, or the number 1? Drop the name in the comments and be specific. Subscribe so you can throw this video back in my face in January. Trenz Sports, out.